And all I know is, hey guys, what's going on? Memes here. So apparently, I managed to track down Fyzz. Now, I can neither confirm nor deny until we inquisition the young wolf girl about what may or may actually happen. Fyzz, do you have anything to say for yourself?
I know I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose.
It's showtime!
Well, now that that's out of the way, how are we all doing, everybody? Yes, we are back. I managed to track down Fyzz, and as far as I can tell, no volcanoes have erupted off of the coast of Washington yet, right?
Yet. That That's right.
You're not supposed to reply with Oh no. What have you done?
Nothing. I'm a good Fizz.
That gives me decreasing confidence when the response is I good Fizz.
I'm a good
And we
Fizz.
go back down to it's like, what happened to the cookie jar? Oh yes, yes, we'll just put it in some cool beach weather. Wait a second, you're leaving the country.
Everything's fine here. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you sure?
I ran out of Peaceful Park footage, apparently, in the background, so now it's just live.
You ran out of your stock favorite park footage, and
Yeah.
now you're just slowly rising up above the water because you have a tail, and that's obviously what celestial tails do.
Yeah.
But, while researching for today's episode, and by researching I mean I typed Sharkano into Google, I was looking for some images, and upon those images, we can share with the class right now. Let's see, what do we got? Sharkano. I noticed one that stood out, and I'm like, and apparently there's a Sharkano TV special, which from our friends at the New York Post, if we actually go to the thingy, Sharkano documentary sheds light on sharks that live in volcanoes.
When was this released? 2020?
I think this was published probably a week or so after our original Sharkano episode.
I
So
was
feel
about
like
to
it was-
say, like, I thought I was brilliant, and then
where was let's see, when was our Sharkano? Our Sharkano. No, oh geez. If I put a T in there, that would have been terrible. 2 years. Wait a second. Did we do after it? Oh my God. Wow. Wow. It was pre the actual event. Oh no. Biz, how long
Oh.
have you been working on this op?
Well, with the whole, the moon and the tides and stuff, like, there was, there was it definitely was not just on a whim, totally, hey, look, I seen that and I want some fried nuclear fishies. Totally, was not.
Oh my God, you can read. Wow. How deep does this sharkspiracy go?
Wow. Seriously, I thought I was a genius when I seen that specific volcano, and apparently I am not. Hey,
Bill, all I know is Biz might be in some deep doo-doo right now. Because apparently, I thought this was a documentary that they made after the Sharkano incident. Apparently, it was a blueprint. Because it sounds conspicuously what Fyzz was talking about there. Forget Sharknado. There's a real life Sharkano. A new documentary, Sharknado, premiered on National Geographic in July as part of National Geographic Shark Fest. It explores wow. Ocean engineer Brennan Phillips led a team to the remote Solomon Islands in search of hydrothermal activity. They found plenty of activity, including sharks in a submarine volcano. Should there be another comma in there somewhere? Because I'm just like, including sharks in a submarine volcano.
No, it means a volcano under the water.
No, I understand what they're saying because that's the whole concept of the article. There's some sharks there. They use a submarine and they're going into a volcano. But the way when you just read it, they found plenty of activity, including sharks in a submarine. That sounds very dangerous volcano. Now, I'm unsure that you could use the volcano as an actual submarine. Now, if you wanted to take the stance of Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, he wanted to
I
use
always
the
want to take
Earth.
the stance of Sephiroth. He's pretty.
Yeah.
Mm.
But, oh, wow, you totally just proved something that Miss Mellons had been saying earlier.
Uh-oh.
Phil may not actually be able to confirm or deny if he happens to still be here, but all I'm saying is this if you want to use a system as a vehicle, you either require like the black materia, enough of the life force of the planet, or maybe you need to be Superman or Goku. Oh, that, or I think it needs to move. So I understand
what they're saying there actually though is that the sharks are in a submarine volcano. They are inside the volcano that is under the water. Submarine.
Oh, I read it wrong. Wow, I'm just a dummy. I'm an idiot. No, okay. Activity including sharks in a submarine volcano. Okay.
Oh wait, I got the mental image
under
too.
The water. Under the water. Okay, no, it makes perfect sense. I'm criticizing the post for no good reason. I'm sure.
I got the same mental imagery at first too.
Apologize.
I imagined sharks in a sub first, in like a metal submarine.
Oh no, I was attacking them, but they are grammatically correct. It is a submarine. Okay.
Yeah, they could have called it. They could have used different word there.
Okay, so after being the grammar police for the past 3 minutes, the main peak of the volcano, called Kavachi, was not erupting during their expedition. That sounds like
that's always good.
Yeah,
listen, that didn't happen till later.
Erupting while we were inside it.
Yeah, that didn't happen till later. I was nice. I waited.
Becoming more and more concerned about this. So they were able to drop instruments, including a deep sea camera, into the crater. The footage revealed hammerheads and silky sharks living inside, seemingly unaffected by the hostile temperatures and acidity. The summary found on the channel's YouTube site notes. Listen. This is the obvious progression of things. Okay, this is the New York Post. Whatever you think of the New York Post, it's a paper. It's a paper that has its internet stuff and things you can disagree with. That's fine.
This is great. This is so great because they're sitting there going, by the way, to write this article, we didn't actually bother to watch the thing. We just had YouTube AI make a summary for us to copy paste in here.
2020, okay, they still did that. Now, okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that wasn't a thing, and that may or may not have caused a potential couple 1,000-point blip on the stock market at some point, because some AI or someone caught up on a Twitter post where somebody said something terrible happened to President Obama, and also, 2,000-point drop. Oh, it's wrong. 2,000 point. What? What the heck just happened? It's like, we wouldn't be so hasty. No. Hey, your lugs. Yes. Well, it's the celestial diamond wolf. Incredibly dreamy Fyzz. I love how I get to read that, and directly next to you is a great white shark erupting out of a volcano. I love the internet. Okay, so we continue. What I was saying is, even Stephen Wolfram at one point they were doing some like summary material function or something like that for something, and he's like, "Do people even still do that in the modern day? Like, isn't aren't most of these things online? Why don't we just have the hyperlinks if that's what we're going to use anyway?" He's like, "Well, there is still some formalism, but I'm just like." Even Sean Carroll at one point says he's like, if there's a smart young person that figures something out, feel free to cite this video. I I have intention on citing some videos occasionally.
You cite the
Well,
video, but it's funny when they do it this way, where they're just like, "Yeah, we didn't even bother watching the video we cited. We just we just went to the YouTube thing I saw."
on the YouTube channel's side notes. Oh wait, that's not what it was. That was us. Hold on. Side notes. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a second. Oh my god, it literally is a copy and paste of that.
yeah. They copied and pasted. Never change. New York Post.
No. They used the quote. They used the quote.
They did. They did put the quote, but otherwise they just
That's
copy
fair.
pasted. They just copy pasted it, and then put the quotes. Yes.
I mean, to be fair,
They don't want to. They don't want to get in trouble for doing that.
No. As long as you're actually citing the thing and everything, and that seems to be exactly what it said. So they're using the proper punctuation. Uh, okay, what is it? Brandon Phillips, a biological oceanographer, PhD, student of the University of Rhode Island. Then in the video, the idea of there being large animals like sharks hanging out and living inside the caldera of the volcano conflicts with what we know about Kavachi, which is that it erupts.
I mean, that's how you cook. That's how you get the seafood cooking, man. That's
Yes. As we see this totally accurate picture of what the heck is that? A person holding the tail of a great white shark or something like that? That does not
rude
look
of
like a
him.
sign that just when you thought it was safe, great whites lurk off NYC beaches
sweet.
because we don't have enough other panic and stuff. And to be fair, that's probably accurate. I did used to watch a lot of Shark Week. All right, Dr. Michael. Hey, Hephaestus. I'm sorry. I like the Greek gods and stuff, so I'm reading it as Hephaestus.
Same.
Dr. H of Florida International University, another member of the team, told Newsweek it wasn't just about active volcanoes. It's about the habitat they create out in the middle of the ocean. There hasn't been volcanoes in certain areas, there would be no reefs or no land. And that would mean species of sharks that need those habitats couldn't live in those areas without the presence of a volcano.
Wow, genius stuff, buddy. Genius stuff. The
That
sharks
would,
that live around the volcano wouldn't live around a volcano if there wasn't a volcano to live around. Brilliant, brilliant, buddy.
I mean, I thought it was rather poetic, but then again, that is what he said. Oh, wow!
Holy
This is
crap,
getting
guy!
impressive. She's obviously watched a lot of Netflix documentaries. They're popular, I hear. All right. There are actually several sharkcanos off the coast of Reunion in the Indian Ocean.
Oh, there's more than that.
H,
Yeah.
Dr. H finds bull sharks taking advantage of the turbulent water, using it as a way of ambushing prey, as well as the one near Guadalupe Island off the west coast of Mexico.
Oh yeah, the sharks around there are spicy.
They're spiced. Says. We'll talk after.
Okay.
Dr. H told Newsweek the volcanoes provide the ocean with nutrients and attract fish, adding, when you have lots of food, you tend to have a lot of sharks.
No way.
If there isn't too much fishing to reduce their populations, well, I mean, if it's like, well, we could get stuck on this thing here. Well, maybe we should avoid it. Why? It's a volcano. The whole usually don't like lava and stuff, so. Yeah, okay. You leave off the fisher folk, and all of a sudden, what do you got? Oh, you get a whole bunch of fishes there. So what happens? I don't know.
Things
Get a
that
few
eat
sharky
fishes. Now, you see, I sit in here making fun of these scientists. They got the all this college they had to pay for under their belt and stuff like that, stating the absolute obvious, just trying to use a lot of words in order to say the absolute obvious. But at the same time, I have talked to regular humans. Humans are y'all kind of stupid, so I understand actually why the smart ones would have to just blatantly say obvious stuff that everybody should know, because it seems nobody knows this crap anymore. Sharks eat fish, so sharks go where fish are.
So delicious.
I missed it.
So delicious. Gotta go fishing.
Yes.
There we go. I'm just wow. That was harsh, Fizz. That was.
I'm-
Oh,
Look, I spent a lot of time in this realm at this point, and done a lot of observing, and especially on the internet, and have learned that, like, I would say a large portion of the human population is about as smart as a brick.
hey,
But
we
has
helped
opposable
society
thumbs, which
on a
bricks
lot of
don't.
gold bricks.
Bricks don't have opposable thumbs, though, so score one for humans. They are bricks that can get on the internet.
Bricks tend not to consume as much pornography. That's
True.
my general opinion.
They're organic. They are organic bricks.
Well, oh no, it's weird biology and other perhaps worldly or mystical things aside. Those were words, and yes, the smart. I mean, is this the current problem that we have? In that it's like, at least when I grew up, they would teach you different stuff and things, and it would be a pain in the butt, but you would still go through it, and there were things that could be done better or changed in better ways and stuff. Then you grow up now, and it's like, have we skipped over a lot of the stuff? Are they still teaching like some useful things? Like,
I don't think they do anymore, because I be talking to Piper, and Piper says, like, what she learned in school, adults now are acting like it's like mind-blowing information that was common sense back in her day, as she put it.
See, I think we're running into the dynamic thing of, I think I've conjectured this before, but at least growing up, I still remember, going over to a phone. I remember rotary phones, but that was more of a decoration thing rather than a necessary thing. But you would dial the phone on the phone that had like the 15, 20-foot cord. You would ask if your buddy Robbie was home. Not where are you? Is so-and-so home? That's a different dynamic. That's a dynamic a lot of folks, I'm not sure they're really still used to and everything.
Why is that affecting their Common Core math made sure? That shouldn't even be math. Look, the statement, sharks that need volcanoes to live wouldn't live near where the volcanoes aren't, because they need to live near the, like, duh! What was that?
It needed to be a sustainable environment, and the volcano happens to provide a sustain. I mean, when you analyze it out, it's like, what were the facts? It's like, sharks need to live in sustainable environments. They go where the fishes are. Why do they go where the fishes are? So they can eat and continue to do, like, their shark-type things and everything. It's like, well, really? It's like, see, the only thing that, in my opinion, would have made that better is like, sharks go where the fish are. Why?
I love the fishes because it's so delicious.
They should have. I think more humans would have understood the sentence, actually, if it wrote it in that way. Sharks think fishies are delicious.
I can't disagree with that. See, this is what bothers me, because the way that the world seems to be shaping up, it seems to favor crazy people like me. That's concerning, because it makes so much sense to me. I'm like, well, duh, that's obviously the way we would do it. But it's like, Okay, I'm supposed.
There's two kind of crazy people among humans. There's the intelligent ones that are kind of driven crazy by the not intelligent ones. They're the ones that will say they are crazy. And then there are the actual, like, messed up in the head, like, broken, like, give them a padded room, please, or something, and they will deny being crazy. The people that deny being crazy are probably the crazy ones. But there's more of them than there are of the smart ones. But I'll tell you this, the Celestials are very impressed by the smart ones.
I love how you're saying that as you're ascending back into the celestial sphere. Yeah, we're totally impressed. We'll see you later, everybody.
That was pretty cool.
Yes, and Nerdy lets us know where he stands. Totally normal.
Oh. Hey, be careful around Nerdy. He's probably one of the crazy ones then.
I mean, I don't have to know that. I first met him, he was a pickle. So.
Oh, that's right. I'm learning sword flying. And also escaping drones that keep tracking me down and following me. So
I'm not gonna lie, I think the easy thing is you're doing the little tailcopter thing, the drone comes around, be like, hey, don't look at a lady like that. And then you just plop down on top of it. And they're like, where did she go? And you're using it like a flying nimbus.
I mean, that works too. It's just in my lore, technically the sword flying is in there a little bit. So I was trying to go along with the lore, but
wait.
Why not
sword
both?
Flying or I need more. I'm sorry. Let's investigate. I don't understand what the word that you said.
Sword flying. So different Celestials choose different ways to transport themselves around the realm, and it usually goes along with their what they use what their spiritual energy is acclimated to. So there are a lot that use their energy to stand on a sword and fly around like a surfboard, but it's a sword. That means they're usually they usually have an affinity for metal. And if you put it in like benders, like that's a term you guys have, like a metal bender, imagine.
Wait. So basically you're just Harry Pottering it with like a sword instead of like a broomstick.
Yep.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's for the Celestials that aren't strong enough to just teleport their butts.
Well, Nerdy's acclimated to nuts.
That tracks.
I know. That's why I did it. I'm sorry. I inserted it a little too forcefully there. Oh God, that sounds wrong, and we're talking about swords. So,
and nuts.
Oh God. I played something. Insanity, sanity, anti-sanity. I don't know. When we're in the position we are right now. Oh God. Okay, you're not sword surfing anymore. Okay, you've come to a stop. All right, I don't need to worry about the pointy puns anymore. It's yes.
I'm practicing. I'm actually not very good at this. You could tell by all the weird angles and stuff. The only reason I haven't fallen off is because of my tail, which in my lore ultimately ends up being, well, it ends up being another mode of transportation that I attempt.
Yes. It might be easier for two-tailed foxes to get around.
It is a little bit easier, except for the whole their tails twisting together and then.
I've never understood that. I'm just
Me neither.
Listen, it's an anthropomorphic fox that kind of looks like a Pikachu. Pika. I still haven't seen the movie yet. I want to see it. Oh God. Oh, he does look like a Pikachu, and then people are like, oh my God, that means Detective Pikachu is canon. Therefore, Ryan Reynolds is canon within that Sonicverse. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Why? I'm going for punishment, and I collected a lot of Sonic comics. So Fizz, what did you totally not do while totally not off the northwest coast of the United States? Wrong thing. Fizz.
I totally did not find another Sharkano, to cook some more fishies that are so delicious.
It's you.
Well, I'm practicing. Look, I'm doing this flying stuff, off of coast, so that if I fall, at least I'm just falling into water.
Yes, and you obviously just need to cook all the sharks over there.
Well, no, I
Why?
just happen to get hungry and see something from up there. So, yes.
So delicious. Gotta go fishing.
I'm just. Mom says it's okay. It's
It's exactly
It's-
why. Man, the
uh,
radiation gives it flavors.
nerdy. I made it a thing not to bring up that particular point. We were.
I did not do that.
No, we
real.
can't. No, it's too serious. It's too
Mhm.
serious. You can't joke about it. People are already hating. It's like, oh, look, this dude I don't like, his house burnt down. This person's house that I don't like. It's people are losing. They're all rich people and stuff. It's like you do realize that like the insurance companies canceled a lot of homeowners policies like just a few months ago. Why? Apparently within California, like, yeah, we need to put caps on this. And it's like, we can't price this correctly. So they left and they canceled policies. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, just the irony of like, I forget who it was on Celebrity or something started going off on like State Farm or something like that. I'm like, the irony of that, like, what is State Farm's motto? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is not there.
Yeah, whoops. Well, that's because State Farm was a neighbor, and so they
I mean, ultimately, it doesn't sound like it was their fault. I mean, it raises questions like, all right, you have these absorbent homes. I'm like, oh, it's been dry for a while. There's a high chance of fire and stuff. We need to price these balls. You're not allowed to do that. If it's the law and that's what the people voted for and stuff, then I mean, it's
it's like
really
when
tough.
a big thing went down when Louisiana flood insurance got canceled for a lot of people, and then a hurricane.
Yeah, no, I remember different
Mhm.
stuff like this happening. Like, what is it? Can't even get like earthquake insurance in LA or something.
Sheesh.
And it's I don't know. It's why it's because what was it like 1992 and 1993? You had like a 7 something or whatever it was earthquake that literally like had like highways flattening and stuff. And then we started making movies based off of that because we saw the destruction. You see it in other places where there was like Tokyo, where there was over like in then Turkey, and like you see these. I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe it's one of my things, but it's like
The worst business for insurance company is having to actually pay out. So if it's a place where something happens a lot, they might go, you know what? Covering that is not making us the big bucks. We're gonna stop.
yeah. When was I looking? Oh yeah. Yes, let's go to. Oh, yes, this one. We need to go back into the history. Hold on. Let me bring up the histories. It actually says you're live on the Twitter like it does on YouTube. Oh, that's cool. It had the little red thingy there.
It turns out the main thing that happened in Louisiana was right before a really big one hit. They changed what areas were considered flood zones because those were the areas that was almost impossible to get flood insurance. Like, no, you chose to live in a flood zone. They changed the flood zoning without really telling anybody.
Wait. So they changed the areas that were flood areas without making it public? I mean that.
Well, they didn't have time. They basically did it right before like this one hurricane hit. Piper was living there at the time. She knows more about it. She was supposed to be living in a not flood zone, and then it flooded, and was labeled a flood zone.
Yeah. I. Oh dear God. Oh no! Did you delete that tweet? I'm finding my old tweet about it, but oh,
Nani?
wait a second. Oh, I need to go. I'm sorry. I confused myself. Hold on. I'm on the Sharkano thingy. Where's the other Sharkano? Uh, hold on. I'll go over here. Wow, that was. Hold on. Okay, all right. Well, we'll just go to the dang thing. All right. I couldn't find your tweet, but all I know is somebody's posting something about a volcano erupting, and you were like Sharkano too. So I'm like,
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened to that tweet then. I didn't
I don't
delete
know.
it.
Maybe Shark. I don't know. All I know is I looked at the thing and it said something about like axial. Oh, maybe I should just search for that. That's probably the easier thing to do. All right, since it's Twitter, I don't always trust
Twitter
everything that
probably
comes up
being
on Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah.
Is too much stuff. Where's Fizz? There's Fizz. F. There we go. Boom. Okay. So, it was this guy. All right, here we go. Boom.
You found
And
it?
well, I think what you were. I think it was this guy. Underwater volcano off of British
Yeah.
Columbia coast is primed to erupt. The axial seamount is not expected to threaten human populations, but can help scientists forecast the eruptions of more dangerous volcanoes. Because when I originally looked into this, I'm like, let's look for large volcanoes, like in Washington and stuff. And one of them, I think it's a super volcano, maybe known as axial seamount. Okay, maybe it's not a super volcano, but it's a big volcano. It's the most active volcano in the Pacific Northwest. Oh, it's the one most people haven't heard because it lies about 300 miles offshore, just under a mile beneath the ocean's waves. So while visiting the Great Northwest, I was actually told that it's a fairly common thing for folks out there in like Washington State to have like different seismometers and stuff in their yards and stuff. And I'm like, that seems kind of weird. Why would they have that? And then eventually somebody reminds you, oh yeah, Mount St. Helens, and it's like, okay, that's probably a pretty good reason.
Yeah.
Does that stuff happen? But
Don't
then
want to
you're also
accidentally
not.
get Pompeii and stuff for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people do. But apparently, this is an underwater one that its magma chamber fills up. So that's it fills with lava. It's like 95% full or something right now. And as we can see from OregonLive.com, well, it's somebody's going to care. Maybe it's the people right next to it. An undersea volcano off Iran's coast will likely erupt in 2025, scientists say. Known as axial seamount, it's the most active volcano in the Pacific Northwest. So,
It's gonna be so tasty.
yeah, its eruption will trigger a tsunami or a massive land-based earthquake because of its depth and distance from the region's mega thrust Cascadia Fault.
Why do we have to name things that, scientists? What's up?
I mean, I'm not a geologist, but I'm like, when I read terms like that, I'm like, by the region's megathrust Cascadia Fault, my mind immediately goes to, so what if something bad did happen? Like, what are the, I understand it's just gonna like be a slight oozing pus out of like a pimple or something like that. Okay. But what if it's one of those really ornery ones that you squeeze down on and then it fires off with like massive, yeah.
Those are the most satisfying ones to freaking pop, man.
No, I know. And sometimes you can squeeze a little bit. Okay. Or
Oh man, when it shoots all over the mirror, dude.
I know. You're like, oh my God, it went everywhere.
You're kind of like part of you wants to throw up, and the other part of you is really impressed.
Yeah, I did that. All right, so now that we've terrified the audience about our pimple popping escapades, he's asking Alexa, how long until my house gets covered in lava? I don't think She should give you a definitive answer. It's unknown about volcanic activities, and it would depend on where you are. Please consult your local geologist. So and then you got to pull out the yellow pages and call. Oh my God. See, that's another thing. I can say that reference if you've been around Piper since Piper's been around.
Mm,
That sounded terrible.
I,
Uh,
I'm gonna
she
tell her
knows what
that.
she knows what the yellow pages are, or at least she'll
Yeah.
get the reference. If you say that to somebody that isn't more than 25 years old, maybe. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
If
Probably.
if they're under 2025, they're like, "What the heck are you talking about? Oh, that online phone number thingy." Yes, yes, that is what we are talking about. To be fair, because that's what it probably is now. Because we were just looking at the Washington Post before, and that was a newspaper. I think it still might be for some folks, but it's like the time it takes to make, print, do all that, and deliver it so you can have a dead tree in your hands with some ink on it. Is
That
it
rubs
easier
off
than
onto your hands.
yeah. You turn a page, wash your hands.
Explaining to youngsters that there was a time when your phone number and everyone's phone number and address would get delivered to everybody's freaking house.
Yeah. No, but that was also the thing where you weren't just calling that person. It's like, okay, now in modern days, if you were hypothetically, not that we're encouraging any bullying, but it's not like any bullies are like, I'm just gonna spam this person's personal social media with a whole bunch of terrible things, and they might not if they had to call up the phone and had to talk to that person's dad or mom or something like that, who can then quickly say, "Who the heck is this?" And they'd like *69 or whatever it is, and
Yeah,
be like,
stars this
"Your
nine.
son or daughter was doing this and everything." And sometimes adults were a little bit more savage back in the day. Um,
Yeah.
and again, a lot of bad stuff happened. I'm just saying, and again, let's do this. The Memes of Destruction channel does not promote violence unless we legalize dueling. That said, I think there's two types of people on the internet: those that have been punched in the face and those that haven't been punched in the face. As
Mm.
somebody that's been punched in the face on more than one occasion, I typically prefer not to be punched in the face. Don't really find it all that pleasant. That's me
Yeah.
personally. Um, just a hypothesis. I'm sure there's no correlation with any reality.
Uh.
Oh, go on. Say something before I say more terrible things.
Oh, I was gonna say, but yeah, no, you could tell kids about a time when everybody got doxxed by this one book.
I know. I think we paid for it with our tax dollars.
Yeah.
Oh, the yellow pages! How dare you provide connections for people around the local area? Oh,
In order as a residential person to not get listed with the in the yellow pages, you had to like jump through hoops with your telephone company.
you had to pay money to be unlisted.
Yeah.
It's like, well, hey, you want to talk for paper? Like, hey, we're your local phone company. You know that book there? I'm gonna put your number on it so anybody.
And it
can
might
call.
still put your address if it knows, like the resident. It might still put your address.
Yeah, it was beyond just the number. I forgot.
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
not just the phone number. It
listed
puts your
the
number and address.
residential address over. It's see this is part of the. Oh, we can bring this down for a second. But this kind of brings up the whole thing. Like you'll see different folks. It's like I forget what is it, like Lives a TikTok or whoever it was. It's like this reporter showed up on my house. He's doxing me. And I'm
And now
like,
everybody can see my address in the video.
no, I don't
like,
even think she showed her address or anything,
Oh,
which
jeez.
is probably more than you could say for some CNN pieces. But no, it's one of those questions where back in the day, if you were, maybe you didn't do anything, maybe you were a suspect because there was some evidence or something in the case. What did the local reporters do? They would show up at your house. They would knock. They would ask for a comment, a little interview and stuff. And then they would just be put out there and stuff. It's like now in the day and age, it's like, somebody showed up at my house. What are you talking about? No, this isn't life. Life is you just sit behind your nice protective keyboard and everything and make sure nobody ever shows up. It's like you do realize there was a time because people got their news. How did you have to do it? You had to do journalism. What did that mean? You would often go to places and
Yeah.
talk to people
Instead of copy and
involved
paste in a YouTube
rather
description.
rather than like browsing on Twitter or seeing a tweet and firing up a live and be like, can you believe this Wookiee woke here and everything? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, look at the fascists over there. Oh, we spent $30 billion on DEI and what we get? 80 million Nazis. It's best ROI ever.
Yeah,
I'm
look,
sorry.
when people used to use the joke,
Okay, Sean.
oh, you're gonna have to move out of town and change your name. That was because back in the day, yeah, you had to if you if you became infamous for something bad,
Well, but
because
wait,
everybody would know how to find you in that book. And
now.
then
Okay, number two is doesn't that still happen? Like, doesn't that happen when certain people have a Medicare video dropped about them? Because like, didn't that happen like Mundane Matt, who became Matt Jarbo, who was always Matt Jarbo, but had to literally just disappear for a while and change his channel's name after he got caught with kind of like, I am for the free speech and I would not strike people because that's the anti thing that I am for. And then he struck a whole bunch of people and they caught him live on the
yeah.
stream. Or you're like Tonka Saw and you're like, listen, in Knoxville, Tennessee, Adam, whatever his name was, or whatever, Adam Worski or something like that. It's gonna go down. I've done some professional wrestling, and he talked smack all the way up until Knoxville, and he didn't show up. Default victory, Adam Worski.
Yeah, well, the thing is, while you're more in people's faces now because of the internet, you can make it's a lot easier to make it harder for people to find you unless they, like, really want to find you instead of, oh, let's look in the phone book. All right, everybody, meet you at the Angry Mob. Like, now it's like a weirdo might find you. But you could just go as far as change all your handle and stuff like that, and instead of actually moving to a different state and changing your actual name.
Oh yeah, no, people change the channel every once in a while. It's like, why did I follow this channel? Somebody changed their channel name for whatever reason. Sometimes it was updated, this, that, there. Listen, I have enough trouble when somebody changed their profile picture.
Yeah.
I'll be literally
I'll be like,
reading
who
the
is
same thing, same style of show and everything, and I'm like, who is this? And then all of a sudden my brain finally updates and it's like, oh, it's that person I've known for years or something like that.
Well, it kills
It's
me if they decide to change their picture and handle around the same time. Because then, no, I have zero idea who you are anymore. What I really hate is when people do that and then insist on pretending to not know who they are. And I'm like, dude, you know how many people are on this app? You went and changed your picture and your name.
Listen, if I wanted to be anal enough, I could scroll back hundreds of days to see when you went live as something and then be like recognized and then see their own branding from the actual, I don't know. It's listen. There's a lot of folks that spend a lot of time on the internet. I've spent more time than probably a lot of folks there. Is it a good thing? I don't know. It depends. Oh, Fizz, are you okay? If you spent too much time on the internet, are you like Ultraman? Did we only get 43 minutes out of you before you lose your gigantic form? That was very wrong and misogynistic. I apologize.
Wow. It's better than 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I see what you did there. Be wary. You just made a cat-like sound. That's falling into, what is it, Eldritch Lord's meme or something like that? Or who was it that posted?
Ooh.
It's like, oh, no, Fizz for Desktop Mate or whatever the assistant is.
Yeah.
It showed a picture of a cat stealing pizza and stuff. I'm like, I did not spend the time to confirm that was a cat. You seem to like it, but I'm like, to be fair, I didn't see enough cat, but that was totally a cat's paw.
Oh, it was a cat's paw, but I just thought it was funny that it said
Metaphor.
mine steals my snacks or whatever, and I was like, snacks.
Sorry, I'm just. I finally opened. My friend Maria sent me a bookmark. Here we go. I can actually show it off.
Get out!
Miss,
You're not even
Miss,
supposed to be the bad kitty!
oh, it's not Mr. Miyagi.
It is not Mr. Miyagi! What the hell? Where is Mr. Miyagi?
Oh.
Mr.
You
Miyagi's
just
out
said.
being good somewhere? What?
Wow. All right, here. I gotta show a shiny bookmark. Yes, Maria. Oh, oh God. Hold on. Let
I
me.
can tell it's very pretty though.
I know. She's been asking
I
me
can
about this
tell.
for months. I was away and did not forward my mail. I'm a terrible person. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this. See? Yeah.
Yeah! That's so
shiny.
cool.
Oh, it's got a back.
Ooh, even cooler.
I know, and it's laminated and everything. Now I took it away in the elementary analysis of theory of calculus. I'm sure might use it someday. Um,
A bit of light
I've
reading.
actually, to be fair, this is only like 100 something pages.
That is very light reading.
That's why I got it, because I'm like, I might actually read it.
What did you hit under my bed? No! When you put stuff under there, it's gone forever. I can't move this bed. It has just a little bit of space underneath it that stuff can go and never come back. Because I can't move it.
But that's what cats do. It's like, all right, where's the most inconvenient place this thing could get tossed into? It goes there. And you're like, how did you get it under there? And every once in a while, you're like, I don't know if that's a toy, a real mouse. Because at one point, I come downstairs and it's like, wait a second. That cat's toy is moving. That appears to be a shrew trying to get outside. It's clawing at the door. I'm like, open the door, let it out. I'm like, wow, you survived.
You made it
A lot
out.
of the other ones don't survive. And that's why I'm like, okay, I understand Kyle Hill's video about why you should never let your cat outside. And at first, I watched the first like minute.
Oh yeah, they kill for sport, man. They are killing machines.
And then I was like, oh, I don't like this topic. And he had his kitty right there and everything. And then after spending time with some outdoor cats, I'm like, yeah, you're like the Indominus Rex. You just murder for sport. It's
except Susu, who would just steal baby animals and then snuggle them and wash them and try to be their mom.
Oh,
she loved
that's
being a mom.
Horrible kidnapping.
Yeah, but those at least we were able to save because
but bring back, yeah.
These are all strays, so they're not even supposed to be in here, so they are out. They gotta be, but we bring them in and fix them. So they stopped making more strays. But she loved being a mom until we made it to where she couldn't be one. And after that, the first spring after we made it to where she couldn't do that anymore, she started stealing other animals' babies. But those we were able to save because then we would give them to the appropriate wildlife, whatever, that said that they could rehabilitate them and stuff like that. So that's cool. Whereas the other one's just murder.
Yeah, that yeah.
But at least two of them actually eat what they kill, which is also disgusting. Because I'm pretty sure they've got worms or parasites.
I'm not gonna lie, as gross as it is, makes me feel a little bit better. I'm like, all right, you killed this thing, but at least you started to eat it. Which,
yeah.
And again, as somebody, you're like, I hope you don't get sick from that, rather than like the normal cat food or just like roast chicken or something like that. It's but then at the same time, you're seeing it, and you're like, all right, here's one half of the mouse. Where's the other half?
Yeah, and
All the
those, I think
intestines
the
fall.
ones that are doing that, they're the ones that do that actually eat most of the critter. Um, I think are the ones that were technically feral cats that decided they didn't feel like being as feral anymore, so they come up and get scritches that we were able to take and go get fixed so they don't make more feral cats, and then they just leave their carnage out where I get to see it. So I think those ones are actually eating. Like, how I can tell that one of them caught a bird and hopefully ate it is it'll just look like a bird exploded.
Yes, yes. Oh my god. No, I'm sitting there, and we have like the smaller cat. It comes in, and all of a sudden I just see it. It's like it's just walking around. It's happy. Puts it down. I'm like, oh, that bird is dead. I'm like, hold on, let me go grab a paper towel. And right as I'm walking back around, was a little boy, and just goes, "Arr, woof, woof."
Yeah,
I'm like, how did you do that?
yeah.
I'm like, you just started doing the little T-Rex thing. You just shaking, and then the feather just poof everywhere. I'm like, it was totally fine until he shook it. And then I'm like, all right, I need the dustpan now, too. I'm like, yeah, give me that. It's like,
Yeah. I
and
don't
it's
know
like, are
how
you
they
still
do
alive?
it, but
You invite
like
me to?
most bird carnage just looks like a bird freaking exploded. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's just so bizarre.
No. Usually it's after usually the bird is deceased, and it's like, how does that? Now I have seen birds ended up losing their lives because they got drunk and flew into windows. Um, I used to
They
work
are
at
they are very fragile, hollow bones and stuff like that. I could see how like impact they could explode pretty easily. It's just weird to be like, well, a cat made this bird explode.
yeah. You're like, this does not seem like it was possible, but somehow I'm looking at it just
I
because
just
yes,
seen a pile of blood and feathers, no actual bird body. Did it get eaten? Like,
blood and feathers.
yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a movie name right there. It's like blood and
Ooh.
feathers. Ooh, maybe that would be a good title for the totally viral. It's totally accurate. Basically, the version of Jurassic Park where they have raptors with the feathers and
Oh
stuff that's going
yeah.
around and stuff. I feel like that would be a good name because if that is more scientific, to be fair, I love my velociraptors, my Deinonychus, and stuff. I love the traditional lizard style and stuff, but I'm like,
I like
if you
them
were,
being reptilian, like more reptilian than bird. But it even has raptor in its name, so you're kind of like, yeah, I guess we should be thinking bird. I think they're
but I
cooler
didn't,
as
but I didn't
lizards.
think about that until after we had the raptors. I did
Yeah,
not know that, Fizz, so thereby it was already
yeah,
this thing first.
yeah, yeah. That's the dinosaurs that you guys had as kids, totally legit.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if they didn't want to do the thing with the feathers, I mean, that sounds like a golden opportunity. It's like a tale of blood and feathers. It's just from the name. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, what is this about? Oh, we're doing scientifically accurate raptors. Yes, and we're also doing scientifically accurately how they would go about disemboweling human beings. That sounds like a
Supposedly
harsh.
scientifically accurate because they're also giving this stuff beaks. When the bones they found, don't have those, but they're
Now,
giving them beaks anyway.
yeah, keratin outer layer. It's kind of like the outer shell on an M&M. Oh,
They
grass
they
look.
could, but it's actually closer to lizard and reptile remains in that department. So I think they should have they shouldn't sit there and go, okay, feathers, so we're gonna make it completely bird-like, and be like, no, I just think that reptiles and birds split off from the same freaking thing, and similar things went two different directions with it. I think one of them.
Now, assuming this isn't AI generated stuff that people have just simply uploaded there. Utah Raptors are yeah, because that does look. It looks more crocodilian or something like that. Why is this on Amazon? Is this a replica? They're not actually selling raptor skulls.
No, they're
Oh,
definitely not
recreation,
selling
yeah.
actual ones. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the faces were. I thought one of the Jurassic Park movies did put some feathers on their raptors.
I think they did that recently, and I think a lot of folks weren't fans. I think they did that. Was it like the Utah Raptor or something? I haven't watched past the third one just because.
Yeah, it was. It
What was
was.
it?
It's got to be in the 1 through 3. One of those
One of the
put some
flying ones,
feathers.
or I think. Did
No,
they
they
have?
put some feathers on like their velociraptors, but maybe not all of them. And not a crap ton of feathers, but I think they started putting it around the sneaking
Yeah.
in some feathers
They're
with the excuse
normalizing
of
the
they were
feathers.
saying that
They're
they were evolving,
normalizing
like,
the
oh, they're out
feathered
here,
dinos. This is how it starts. It's a slippery slope, my friends.
and all of a sudden you're giving them freaking beaks. Nah. Um, I think that a lot of dinosaurs were just something in between. Um, and just go by their skeletal structure. Stick feathers where it's like looks cool. That's I think
I
where
mean,
the
this
feathers should
does
be.
look more. Does look like it could be more, perhaps, because. And again, I don't know. Those eye bones. I don't think that's. I think they're just
That's
trying
kind
to
of
put it.
weird.
I mean, maybe it could actually no. It doesn't look like an orbital, but it does kind of remind me of a bird there.
But
Uh,
lizards have the same kind of eyes, honestly. But these look too reptilian to me with the teeth and like the build. It doesn't look like there was a beak. I don't think they should be putting beaks on things that like definitely don't look like they were beaked.
now with this, I see. This is a fascinating thing because number one,
Congrats, Luck!
I am very biased to the the more scaly ones because duh.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like. I'm willing to look at the science and stuff and see what we discover and listen to people's arguments and go through there. And I think it would be really cool. All I know is I had a replica Deinonychus claw. Yeah, I had like
Yeah.
this guy
Love the
when I
little.
was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was no, it was a Deinonychus one. So, but it was still like a 3-4 inch like foot claw. And I remember I had that. I'm like, oh, that was really cool because they had a replica T-Rex too, but it was like a lot of money. Uh,
Ugh.
so,
I like.
so at
Yeah.
least that was
I
yeah.
like the big toe claw raptors.
Yeah. No, it was, oh God, they're all sold out. That's wow, I think that's encouraging and stuff. Either that or maybe they've just been sold out forever and the Triassic and New Dawn maybe does not get a huge amount. I don't know, maybe they're embezzling money. I don't know. I'm just randomly speculating there. So what have we learned from today's episode? Number one, Fizz surfs on swords sometimes.
I'm attempting.
You were attempting.
Yeah.
You're going very high up. It's making me a little dizzy. Okay.
Yeah. If I don't look down, I'm good. Let's
Oh,
keep looking this
you're,
way.
but don't look
There we
up.
go.
They told us that in the movie. I'm sure it's very important for some stuff. Okay.
Whoops.
The other thing that we've learned today is that well apparently they actually made a documentary on National Geographic called
Sharknado. Our
Sharknado
Sharknado.
before the
I'm like
actual
upset.
Sharknado. They,
I'm kind of
they,
upset.
they made a documentary about the thing before it actually became a thing. I mean, I can
That's
I can
I guess that's
totally
the where they were hanging out, and then before it exploded, the explodey parts.
and who do we have to blame for that?
I mean, volcanoes do that.
I love the fishes because it's so delicious. Gotta go fish.
I think this is the point where I rest my case, Your Honor. You all be the judge. I don't really got anything else, so what do you got going on?
I'm gonna play some more games on Twitch. I think I was supposed to play Minecraft, but like, left to my own devices, I've been getting bored.
Oh, imagine that. I totally resemble that.
So I might change it to trying to get through Yakuza, because like I've been playing that game for like months. I should probably stop doing all the side stuff and actually like finish the plot.
I seriously thought that game was just about racing cars and having like horrific reactions every time that something bad happened. I'm like, I literally thought that was the game. I'm like, oh, that's a side quest.
Yeah. Side quests are fun though, that's for sure.
My friend actually has a show called Side Quest. It was actually pretty fun and stuff. They would have people donate, and then they would unleash certain special attacks and everything. And then he got burned out of politics as well, so a lot of people stopped tuning in. Then he was like, "Well, I can't keep doing YouTube full time." So then he went and got a job. Now he just does it for fun with friends. So yeah, listen. It's a grind. The grift might be up to the observer, as long as it's an honest grift, I claim. But Fyzz Giggity and et al.'s stuff and things are in the comments. It's in the doobly-doo below. Feel free to join her for playing some Yakuza.
Yeah.
Fyzz, you have any final words for the folks?
Reptile dinosaurs is best dinosaurs.
Can confirm.
I'm broken. You broke me. Oh no. Oh dear. You guys? You guys! I just want to